Jean Marsh passed away at her London residence on Sunday, April 13th, due to complications related to dementia, as confirmed by director Michael Lindsay-Hogg. Efforts to reach both Marsh and Lindsay-Hogg for further comment on that date were unsuccessful. Marsh was best known as the co-creator of the iconic British television drama Upstairs, Downstairs, which first aired in 1971. She developed the series alongside Eileen Atkins and earned an Emmy Award for her performance as the character Rose Buck. She later reprised the role in the show's 2010 revival. Her film credits include appearances in Return to Oz and Willow. Born in London in 1934, Marsh lived through the Blitz during World War II in a 1970 for interview. She recalled the trauma of the bombings and how it affected her health as a child, saying she experienced temporary paralysis at the age of 5. Dance classes were initially prescribed as therapy, which eventually led her to pursue a career in acting. Determined to broaden her opportunities, she took voice lessons to lose her Cockney accent. Marsh was no stranger to the challenges of Britain's deeply ingrained class system. Coming from a working-class background, she often felt out of place in elite social circles. "I'm very shy in large groups," she once admitted, noting how encounters with people from upper-class backgrounds left her feeling uneasy. The class system in England leaves a mark it never really goes away. As her career progressed, Marsh frequently worked alongside actors from more privileged upbringings. She married actor John Pertwee, later known for his role as the Third Doctor in Doctor Who when she was just 19. Pertwee was 15 years older. Reflecting on their relationship years later, she remarked that the person he married was a young girl who eventually grew up and changed. In the 1950s, Marsh began making appearances on both British and American television. Her early roles included a part in The Twilight Zone and a performance in The Moon and Sixpence, a TV adaptation where she acted alongside Laurence Olivier and Geraldine Fitzgerald. She also had multiple guest spots on Doctor Who. In 1959, she took to the Broadway stage in Much Ado About Nothing, and in 1972, she appeared in Alfred Hitchcock's thriller Frenzy. Her major breakthrough came when she and fellow actress Eileen Atkins, who also came from a working-class background, conceived the idea for Upstairs, Downstairs. The concept was rooted in their own family histories. Marsh's mother had worked as a housemaid, and Atkins' father had been an under-butler. "We came from downstairs families," Marsh explained in a 1982 interview. "We kept wondering why no one ever told the servants' stories." She also expressed frustration with being cast in upper-class roles simply because of her appearance. "People assumed I belonged upstairs because of my cheekbones, as if only the wealthy can have good bone structure." Although Eileen Atkins was unable to join the cast due to her theatre commitments, Marsh took on the lead role of Rose, a parlourmaid in Upstairs, Downstairs. The series debuted in the UK in 1971 and ran for 5 seasons. When it premiered on PBS in 1974, it quickly became one of the most beloved programs in Masterpiece Theatre history. Marsh didn't see herself reflected in the character of Rose, whom she described as shy and emotionally isolated. Rose would have been devoted to the family she worked for, Marsh said in a 1970 for interview. Even if they treated her poorly, she'd keep coming back, out of loyalty. Despite Marsh's personal distance from the role, viewers embraced Rose wholeheartedly. Her performance earned her 3 Emmy nominations for Outstanding Lead Actress during the show's original run, with a win in 1975. Reflecting on the impact of Upstairs, Downstairs, Marsh once remarked that while the role didn't make her wealthy, it brought her widespread recognition. Rose had a bit of a bite to her, but audiences connected with her deeply, she said in 1982. "Once the public takes to you, that affection tends to last." Although the series was set in a bygone era, Marsh didn't believe its success was simply about yearning for the past. Speaking to the New York Times in 1974, she explained that the appeal ran deeper than nostalgia. "It's not just about the so-called good old days and their strict social order. It taps into something more fundamental," she said. "People are fascinated by class no matter where they come from. Even if they don't say it out loud, it's there. That includes everyone, whether privileged or not. And Americans, especially, seem to love our historical dramas. There's something about the blend of tradition, elegance, and heritage that really captures their imagination. In the early 1980s, Marsh took on the role of Rose Keith, the no-nonsense office manager, in the TV adaptation of 9 to 5, which was inspired by the hit film. She appeared in the show's first 2 seasons, bringing a sharp edge to the character. "I'm not interested in playing characters who are completely sweet and innocent," she said in a 1982 interview. "There are just as many flawed or foolish women as there are men." Her co-star Rita Moreno once described Marsh as clever, witty, boldly cheeky, and refreshingly blunt. Marsh also appeared in several notable films, including the 1980 supernatural thriller The Changeling. In 1985, she played the villain in Return to Oz, a darker, unofficial follow-up to The Wizard of Oz. She spoke fondly of the project, saying in a 2012 interview with the AV Club, "It may have been a Disney release, but it was far from the usual Disney tone. It was quite dark." She added that the film found greater success when families could watch it together at home. "It really was a joy to be part of." In 1988, Marsh embraced another villainous role as the wicked Queen Bad Mortal in Willow, a fantasy adventure written by George Lucas and directed by Ron Howard. Playing such a dark character brought her a lot of joy. "It was great fun to snort at people and threaten to turn them into pigs," she shared in a later interview. "Kids would recognize me on the street, gasp, and run away." Decades later, she returned briefly to the world of Willow with a voice cameo in the 2020 television sequel. In 1992, Marsh reunited with Eileen Atkins to co-create The House of Eliott, a drama about 2 sisters who build a fashion business in 1920s London. Although the show aired in both the UK and the US on A&E, neither Marsh nor Atkins appeared on screen. Throughout the 2000s, Marsh continued to act in a variety of projects. Her credits included roles in the children's series The Ghost Hunter, the BBC's 2008 adaptation of Sense and Sensibility, and the mystery film Crooked House the same year. Upstairs, Downstairs made a return in 2010 with a revival series, and Marsh once again stepped into the role of Rose. Her performance earned her a 4th Emmy nomination. However, her appearance in the 2nd season was limited to just 2 scenes, as she had suffered a stroke during production. In recognition of her contributions to drama, Marsh was appointed an Officer of the Order of the British Empire by Queen Elizabeth II in 2012. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos.